Jordy got a new saw, MS-162. Let's open her up. So here is Stihl's brand new MS-162 gas chainsaw. This is what lots of chainsaw carvers call throwaway saws. I believe it's $179 on sale right now in the USA. I just read the website quickly. It says this saw, for some reason, is not available in California. Now, I'm in Canada, British Columbia, Canada. I ordered this saw. It's not on the shelves yet. It's that new. Now, I made another video, chainsaw carving, and I said, and I'll explain the story, that when you get this saw, you have to change the clutch and the sprocket, because that's what I was told at the dealer. Now, somebody corrected me. I forget his name. Hello out there, and thank you for correcting me. He got this saw, and he was able to put the quarter pitch sprocket on here for chainsaw carving with the quarter pitch sprocket bar. Now, I'm going to be talking a little bit slower here. Not like I'm saying anybody slow. I'm talking slower, so I know that I'm making sense to everybody. So I'm going to convert this into a carving saw right away. I haven't even fired it up. I just got home from the dealer, and here it is. So this is what you get. You get the saw, you get your owner's manual, keep that. You get this wrench, you get your bar. I think it's a 16-inch bar, and it's a 3/8 chain. Okay, so I just taped that chain to the bar. I haven't even opened it, and I'll use it another day for something else. So let's get a full 360 of this saw. Now it's got this saw, I believe, don't hold me to it, they're discontinuing the 170s, all right? And that's like the older throwaway chainsaw carving saws or whatever. They're the cheapest chainsaw Stihl saws on the market. And they're good for people just starting out. You can do full carves with this by the time I'm done explaining this video. Here's your gas, here's your oiler. There's no oil adjustment, I believe, on this saw. Here's your muffler, your chain brake. Now it says this saw, it's basically the same saw as the 170, just a new design and some new features. They say that this is better anti-vibration system in here. Chain brake, muffler. Now, it weighs the same. It's like 30 cc. This cover's different. Now, the old 170 had, here's your nut for your bar mount. Now, the old ones had two nuts, threads for the bar mounts. This one only has one, and it's got a cooler shape here too. And now your oiler is set to the side here, so you just put your little flathead screwdriver. Oh no, your tensioner for your chain. Just put your little flathead screwdriver there and tighten up your chain or loosen it. So that's better, because it used to be here. When your bar's on, it's a bitch. Well, it's not that bad, but you had to get a little flathead screwdriver, get in there and turn it to tighten it. So that's a great feature. But sometimes, you know, it's good to have two nuts to tighten your bar so it won't come loose. We'll see how this holds out. I'm not going to fire this saw up in this video. So let's pull this cover off. So there you go. There's, once again, thank you to the person that corrected me. You do not need to change the clutch and the sprocket. There's your sprocket. Is chain brake on? There you go. So this comes with the 3/8 sprocket. Now you can use a 3/8 sprocket on there, but you're not going to be able to use a dime tip bar. You can use 3/8 low pro chain. I don't use it. This is the quarter pitch sprocket that I ordered from Stihl. At the same time, I ordered the saw. Quarter pitch right there. Here's the part number if anybody wants it. I'll count to 5. You can take a screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's the part number. Now, to get this sprocket off of here is easy. You got a little C-pin there. Let me get a pen. You got a little C pin in here. All you have to do is pop that out. This is a little washer, the silver thing. There you go. Now you can see. Pop that off, pull off your sprocket, put your new one on. You're good to go. Now, I'm pretty sure the sprocket, this has a little slot there because make sure when you put this on, that slot has to lock somewhere on your clutch. It's not hard to do. Anybody can do it. And I'm making this video for the very beginning chainsaw carvers, people that want to thinking about getting into chainsaw carving. Now this is your Stihl carving bar. This is 12 inch. That's all they make is 12-inch bars. They make them two different styles. They make 50 gauge, which is thicker chain, or 50 gauge or 0.50 or 0.43. 50 gauge or 0.43 gauge. 0.43 gauge is thinner chain and it's a thinner bar. This bar is 50 gauge. Where's the numbers? You will get the numbers on the bar right here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them, but there you go. There's the numbers. Quarter, like look on the right side underneath that XF. Quarter pitch, then below that 50 gauge. The other bar will say 043 at the very bottom. And that's where at the end of my thumb, you'll see 12. That's 12 inches. And down here, where my thumb is, you'll see 64 drive links. So for anybody that wanted to get into chainsaw carving that can run but gas, be loud and have smoke and stuff like that, you don't have anything yet, I suggest go to Stihl, order this saw. They might tell you it's on back order. So what? Order it. Order this bar. They might tell you it's on back order. So what? Order it. It will come. And order the sprocket. All right? And order a couple chains. Here's 50 gauge chain. I just pulled this bar off my battery saw to make this video. And I'll be using this bar, for carving for a while on this saw. This is all you need. You know, you get little logs. I know another YouTuber says, oh, you can't block out with these little carving bars. Dime tip carving bar. Well, I do it all the time. I'm heavy and hard on shit. I don't care. I will go to the beach. I will find a log that's like a foot thick, foot and a half thick. I'll cut through it with this bar. I just don't care. Maybe you shouldn't, but I do. You can block out with this. Block out little wood spirits, little owls, little mushrooms, any little gnomes, anything you want to do with this bar. Now, carve wood spirits, because you got this part here, and you got the little dime tip right there. So you can do wood spirit hairs and all that stuff with this. You can carve eyes with this little tip. Look at it, the size of my finger. It's super small. So let's talk about taking this C-pin off, this thing off. I might not film it, I might, but it's super easy. Pop the C-pin off. It's a bitch sometimes to put it back on, but you just get pliers and figure it out. But always make sure that you're set up, because sometimes putting the C-pin back on, sometimes ting, it might fly off, and be prepared to look to where it landed. That's just a fair warning. And you get this wrench too. So when I take my case off, I put it away off to the side. I get the nut, put it on the case, so you know where the nut and the thing is. All right? So I got the camera in the overhead now. I got the C-pin off. There it is right there. Don't lose that. And here's your washer. Don't lose that. You can put those in your lid too, just so you know where they are. Now, sometimes these don't come out that. Look how easy that came out. Boom, just popped out there. So if this, I'll look at this. And does it say 3/8 on there? So if it doesn't say 3/8 on there, maybe it does. I don't know. But it's a pico. This one is Pico. They say Pico's E6. But all I do, so I know, because the more saws you get and the more sprockets you get, it gets confusing after a while. And I'm not the most smartest man on the planet, but there's a 3/8 for this right 162. So you know it's just simple like that, right? 3/8 for the 162. Now I have to look and see if there's a spot. Yeah, there it is. See that? I'll try and zoom here, but if you look in there, you can see a little mechanism. Make sure that that slot, the sprocket that I showed earlier, clips on, goes onto that little S-shaped thing there. It's not rocket science. Let go in there. Nowhere to go. There it is over there. Okay, I'll get this back on so I know it's good. But so you know, that little S thing has to go in that little slit. Okay, that's how easy that is. So it's on there. Now you get your little washer, get your little C-pin, and reinstall them. So washer on, C-pin. Now I get pliers, and I just lock it on. I grab that tip here, and I just push down, and it locks it back on. Then you're good to go. Okay, the pliers are on it. Now I cover it to make sure it doesn't fly off. Boom, it's back on. Making sure it's in there good. That's how easy it is to change the sprocket on your saw. So now, time to put your bar on. Okay, I had to flip my saw the right way back up, but I'm going to show you. Once again, this is for the beginners. See that little pin there? There's 2 holes in your bar, one top, one bottom. See that little pin that's sticking? That's from the saw. That goes in one of those holes. Now, that looks pretty good. You know, carving bars, because there's no sprocket at the end of this tip, leave your chains loose. I'm not saying how loose or how tight, but I'm saying maybe a bit tighter than that. Because if you're going to run a carving bar with a tight chain like your normal bars, you are going to melt this tip, or it's going to pop apart. Ping! It's going to split apart. This is hardened steel at the end here, around the edge. But trust me, when I first started carving, I've blown a few of these. Yep. So now we do is put our cover back on, and then we adjust the chain where we want it. It's that easy, everybody. Sometimes, like if I'm installing like a 24-inch carving bar, I'll have the chain. I won't put the cover on it. I'll have it. I'll tighten it up tight. I'll put the cover on, not so the nut's tight, so it's a little bit loose, and then I'll adjust the chain once it's back on. Okay, so do your nut back up, not too tight. Now you can get your little thing that they sent you, or flathead screwdriver, and adjust your chain. Now I'll tighten it up a bit. Oh, not loosen it, tighten it, Jordy. Now, this bar has a little bit of wiggle, so I'll have to do it with 2 hands. I hold it up. See it wiggle? I hold it up. Then I tighten it. Then you're good to go. And there you go for the very beginner. That's how you install a carving bar for the 1/4 pitch chain. Okay, so I'm not going to use this today. It's pissing rain out, but next couple of days I'll get over there and give it a try. See how she works out. Yep, I don't know if the air filter in this is different. Choke and everything seems the same. There's probably some things I missed, but I just went over the basics. Also, when you get a brand new chain, this chain's older, but when you get a brand new chain, tighten it up, not too tight. Like with these carving bars, like I said, don't make them too tight or you'll fry that end. Tighten it up a bit. Run this thing at high speed because your chain's going to stretch. Then, once it stretches after running at high speed for a few minutes, Then adjust it to where you want it to carve. Like that, for me, that's good. Maybe even a little bit looser. Chainsaw carving, wear your chaps, eye protection, ear protection, steel toe boots. You don't see me wearing that stuff in all my videos, but I should. And carry on and have a good time. Hope this helps some people. And thanks. I forget your name, and it takes me too much to go back and research your name. That pointed out that this does take the quarter pitch sprocket. Now, look how smooth this runs. Don't hear any clicking or anything. Hit your chain brake. Chain brake's on, locked up. Undo your chain brake. Good to carve. Perfect setup for the very beginning wood carver. I suggest this. Stephen Kanzora is a 100% professional chainsaw carver. He taught me lots about chainsaw carving, and he suggests this too for the setup. The MS-162 is replacing the 170. So it works. Carry on.